Vikings of Valhalla. Today we are diving into the trading post and take a closer look at the trading mechanics in Manor Lords. From setting up the most efficient trading post to exploiting the new beta patch, we will cover everything you need to know to get your economy blooming. Later in this video, I will also share an often overlooked trick for transferring resources and money between regions without a packing station. So sharpen your axe and throw it at the like button and subscribe for more Manor Lords tips and tricks, and let's get into the video. To kick things off, let's look at the foundation of a good trading. Always place your trading post as close as possible to the region's closest trading point. This will minimize the distance your workers will have to walk between the trading post and the trading point. To make this effective, you will need to place a storehouse next to the trading post and go into the advanced settings. You only want to check the items you are going to sell. This will change throughout the playthrough, so don't forget to update. Also, do not forget to uncheck all these items in your other storehouses to make sure all items get delivered to the storehouse next to the trading post. You also want to place burgage plots nearby for the families working in the trading post and the storehouse. This reduces travel time. And like I always say, if you work somewhere, you should also live there. Keep in mind that families still have to leave the area. For example, to collect fuel, drink ale, or go to the church to pray. So if you want to take this to the next level, you can add these buildings closer to the trading area, or even build extra buildings next to their houses. Personally, I would not prioritize this early on, but it's an excellent addition for late game efficiency. Also, for this to work, you need to manually assign families to their jobs. Do not use the auto assign button in the trading post. Now that your trading post is ready, let's talk about livestock and why horses are the key to making your trading post more profitable. A human worker can carry 10 items at a time, but a horse can carry 50. That's a 5 times increase in capacity, meaning fewer trips, more goods sold, and a faster profit. This is why horses are essential to get the most out of your trading post. To get horses, just go to the hitching post, small stable, or buy them directly from the trading post. They can also be bought passively from the animal trading post. They cost 30 regional wealth and are well worth the investment. Later in this video, I will tell you about a little trick many people are overlooking when it comes to the trading post. But first, let's look at the charcoal changes in the beta patch and how this can be exploited to gain regional wealth. The recent beta patch brought a huge change to charcoal production. Now 10 firewood produces 10 charcoal instead of the 1-to-1 ratio. This makes charcoal one of the easiest resources to overproduce and sell. However, I would always suggest to always keep at least 12 months of fuel stockpiled before selling surplus. This ensures your town stays warm during the harsh winters in Manor Lords. With the charcoal production optimized, it's time to dive into minor and major trade routes. Not all trades are equal, and understanding the difference between minor and major trades is a key to building wealth. Minor trades let you sell items like planks without establishing a trade route. These are great for quick wealth in the early game. Major trades like swords, on the other hand, requires an upfront investment to establish a trade route. There are also more benefits with establishing a trade route. Once the trade route is established, a dedicated merchant will now come and buy that specific resource constantly. If you can afford it, I highly recommend establishing a major trade route to get that extra money. Now let's move on to an often overlooked trick for transferring resources and even money between regions. And later in this video, you don't want to miss when I go through one of the things many players do wrong. But first, let's talk about trading between regions. Here's how it works. Uncheck allowing foreign trade on the trading post in the region with the resource you want to send. Apples, for example. Set the trading post to export apples, and if you want to keep some apples, set a trade limit to whatever number you want to keep. In the receiving region, set the trading post to import and uncheck allow foreign trade. This way you can move items like apples or wool between regions seamlessly. However, there is a small catch. It's not totally free. The region that gets the item still has to pay the other region for the item. But the best part with this is that the money spent on this trade doesn't disappear, like it would have if you would check the box saying allow foreign trade. Instead, the money gets transferred to the other region. This can be very useful for making one region a financial powerhouse to pay off that royal king's tax. Now let's jump into one thing I have seen so many people do wrong. They fall into the pit where they don't want to overproduce items. They remove families from different resource buildings if their storehouse starts to fill up, just to stop producing an item. Do not do this. Overproducing is the key to wealth in Manor Lords. Instead of stopping families from producing more items, get more trading posts and start selling your items. Keep in mind that prices will drop if you sell an item too much, but it's still going to be worth it, especially if the resource you are selling is coming from an infinite source like a deep mine. Instead of stopping the production, focus on a new item that you can start overproducing and start selling that item, like wool and yarn for example. Sheep might be a bit expensive to get early in your playthrough, but it's so easy to overproduce both wool and yarn, items that sell for 2 or 4 regional wealth. With these advanced tips and tricks, you are now equipped to build a thriving economy in Manor Lords. Drop a comment down below if this was helpful or if you have any other tips and tricks you want to share. And if you're still watching, don't forget to throw your axe at the subscribe button to stay up to date on everything new with Manor Lords and more tips and tricks videos just like this. On the screen right now, you will see my top 10 beginner tip video for Manor Lords. Keep your axes sharp and I will see you in the next video.